Hi everyone, welcome back to Sashay Away with Barry. I am here and I am talking about the finale taping that I went to in LA. It was a couple weeks ago. I am shooting this new video. I recorded a video that night after the finale taping, but it was 1:30 in the morning and my body was still on New York City time, so it was really 4:30 in the morning my time, and I was pretty delirious when I was doing it. I watched it back on the airplane and it was a mess. I was yawning through it, I was sneezing through it, I was coughing through it. At one point I took my eyelashes off in the middle of it and didn't even realize it, so it was just a mess. I do still have it, but I am not going to release it because it was really, really a mess. But I'm here, and I'm here to warn you that if you haven't watched the episode, there are spoilers. That's your warning. You get one warning. There's spoilers in this. It's talking about the taping. If you haven't watched it, I'm sorry, you're gonna get some spoilers. So stop now if you haven't watched, right now. Okay. So it started off with Michelle Visage as it did the year before. She comes out and she tells us that it is only a top 4. At that point, there was a top 5 still. So she told us that Vanjie was not going to be in the finale and the crowd was angry. Sorry, this is driving me crazy. The crowd was really mad about it. They really wanted her there, I guess. I never thought she would be in the finale, but the crowd was not happy about it. They even may have booed, which was interesting. Michelle came out and she is boobless. If you did not know, she had all of her implants removed. And so I think she said she's down to a size B cup now. And her boobies are small, but she looks fine. She looked really, really good, actually. Her makeup and hair was snatched. I was sitting near them, so I got a really good view of the judges. I was literally probably 20, 30 feet away from the judges, which were Ross, Michelle, and Carson. They sat in a little box, and I sat right in the mezzanine right by them. I was even in one of Ross Matthews' pictures, his selfie pictures that he took. You could see I had a giant rose on my head. So look for me in the finale if you're gonna watch it again. I have a giant red rose on my head. You can't miss it. So we'll see if it's there. And I'll be sure to tell you if it is, and you can go back and see it, or I'll take some snapshots of it and post it on here. Anyway, so that was Michelle. She came out and told us that Vanjie wasn't there. She told us to put our phones away. She told us to not take them out. And then she told us that her boobs were gone. And that was it. And then Love Connie came out and did a performance, and she performed with the dancers. She did a little calisthenics number, and the boy dancers had on these little teeny tiny athletic booty shorts. And there was one that was so distracting to me. I think he's the only white dancer there. He had a beard, and he had a great, dancer's body, as they all do, but he had the biggest butt I've ever seen on a dancer. It was huge and it was juicy and delicious. And you could see a lot of it because the shorts didn't really cover it. I don't know if you're gonna see it on TV, but you'll see it he dances throughout the whole show. So he'll be there. I don't know if you get to see his butt the way we did, but it was spectacular. And that's all I'll say about that. Love Connie's performance was hysterical. I hope they show the whole thing. It was really funny, and a great way to kind of get the crowd going during the show. She also came back during some breaks to kind of keep the energy up because it did take 6 hours to film entirely. We had a parade of 25 past drag queens. They are from all seasons. The one that I am going to I'm assuming they're going to put all the names up there as they come in. Excuse me. They're gonna put the names up when they come in, but the one that really, really surprised me was Miss Nicole Paige Brooke from Atlanta, Georgia. I did see that she was also at DragCon this past weekend in LA, so maybe she's coming back to Drag Race. Rumor is they're starting to film All Stars tomorrow. Maybe today. Oh no, what is today? This week. Apparently they're going to start filming something. Ru kind of hinted to it on her podcast this week with Michelle, and the rumors are floating around that All Stars is starting to tape in June, which is really the end of this week, which means that the judges probably are doing like pre-production stuff before it actually starts taping, but that is a rumor. It is not, I don't know that for sure, but that is what I heard. Then the season 11 queens came in, and I'm going to tell you that Scarlet Envy, Nina West, and Sugarcane all got standing ovations. People were thrilled to see them. And they looked stunning. Their outfits were great. You've probably seen them already online. I'm going to post them, but I'm not going to post them until my actual recap. So you'll see them then. And that'll be fun. But they got standing ovations. And then when Silky was announced, she got mild applause. People were not excited to see her. I think they were mad that she was in the finale instead of Vanjie. And so they were not giving her any kind of love that night at all. They didn't boo at her, but they were not appreciative that she was there. Ru comes in at the end after all that, she comes in with the dancers, and we had to tape it twice because she kept tripping on her dress. You've seen her dress by now. I wasn't sure I liked the dress at first. It seemed almost kind of simple, but it is kind of this fluorescent limey green kind of Grecian look, and it was just a little too long in the front, and she kept stepping on it. So she came out and did her whole thing, and then she's like, we're gonna do that again. So we taped it a second time. That was the first time we had to do something over again. She does talk to all four of the top four queens individually. Silky got to do a little segment on her own. They let her do to redo the Rachel Maddow reading where she has to read off the prompter. So she put on her glasses because apparently she don't wear contacts and she can't read anything without those glasses. So she put them on and still couldn't read it. It didn't work. So we had to tape it again. So this was our second retape of the night. And she did better the second time. I think she kept her glasses on that time, but I'm not 100% sure. I'm sure she did, because apparently she can't see without them. And so we sat through that. It was just literally, I think it was just the reading the teleprompter for what was coming up next. I don't really recall. So that's that. And then they say they're gonna bring out the wheel. We're gonna spin the wheel for the lip sync for your life. And Vanjie interrupts because she gets her own segment as well. And she brings out her little face on the placard and wants to put it on the wheel. And then there's this pre-recorded segment of her out on the street getting people to say that she should be in the finale. And it was funny. She throws some shade at Brooke. If you don't pick up on it, I'll talk about it in the actual recap. But it was really, really funny. And she said, and I don't know that she said it in the video, and when it came up, she ran off stage because I think she was embarrassed by it, but it was super funny. And knowing that they're not together, it made it even funnier. So they bring out the wheel. Blah, 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 blah. I'm sorry, I have to turn my page. They spin the wheel, and it lands on Silky. This was a surprise to me. I didn't think it would do that, but whatever. It's hard to say if the wheel is actually controlled by someone. I've always been skeptical of it. It felt a little more produced this time because it looked like the wheel was stopping and then it just kind of picked up again. So I don't know if someone's really actually controlling it, but it landed on Silky. And everyone's, great. She's gonna pick who she gets to lip sync against. She does her fake out of looking down the lines. And because it was pretty obvious who she should have picked. Everyone knew she should have picked Akira. Because that is the one that you could possibly beat. And it would put you in the final two. But I know Akira is her friend, so maybe she didn't pick her because of that. Maybe she didn't pick her because she was told not to. But so yeah, you would think she would pick Akira. If she didn't, then you'd think she would pick Evie because she's been talking about sending Evie home this whole season. But she doesn't. She picks Brooklyn. Why? No one knows. It seemed weird. It seemed strange, but that's who she chose. So Evie and Akira go backstage. They're going to lip sync to the next song. And the two pit group members come out. and we had to tape them coming out 3 times because Jason couldn't hit his mark, wasn't holding up the suit, the case with the number out, and I can't remember the other time, but that was the third time it was fine. So that was the 1, the 2, and the 3. Yeah, 3 times we had to just get them walking out, and it was ridiculous and retarded, and I don't know what was going on in his mind. He's been doing this for years, so he should know how it works. But one of them says 1 and the other one says 96. So Ru says, you can choose, Brooklyn, you can choose case 1 or case 96. I don't know if you could hear that, but I said case 96, like, you know how Club 96 was. It was super funny, and of course Brooklyn picks case 96, but she didn't whisper it, so Ru made her do it again. I think they didn't stop and record it, so I hope they're both on there, and she just looks a little silly. But Bryce opens the case, and it is Bootylicious by Destiny's Child, which is a great lip sync song. Everyone always says that they probably have the same song in both cases so that they make sure that they get the lip sync that they want. I don't think so, because this seemed like it was for Akira, and maybe they just assumed Silky would pick Akira. But I don't know. This song was meant for Akira. She didn't get it, and she didn't get to twerk during Bootylicious. And that's the way it is. So we have Silky and Brooklyn. They are doing their lip sync. Silky did 2 costume changes and 2 lip syncs. She did her crazy throw herself on the ground thing. She did another slow motion split. I don't know why it's so hard for her to split to the ground. You'd think that her weight would just push her, but it was, again, in like slow motion. Brooklyn came out and she was in this like sexy dominatrix looking thing. It was so cute. And I was like, oh, she's not gonna do a costume reveal, because if she takes anything off, she's gonna be naked. But she had a reveal, and I have to say, it might be one of my most favorite reveals ever on the runway. And I don't know, but we may see it again, but I don't know that anyone else could do it. It surprised me and I loved it. So what happened was she had these chains going from her, she was in like red latex patent kind of thing, red and black, and she had these chains on her waist, like on her belt, that went to her shoes, and she was wearing heels. So I was like, oh, I love this. It's really, really cute. And then she did the reveal where she popped the chains off her shoes, and she had her toe shoes on, kicked the heels off, and did the rest on point. I know we've seen the on point before. We've seen it a few times on the runway, and then once in a lip sync. This was my favorite use of it because it was completely unexpected, and I loved it. I thought it was great. Again, my favorite reveal of the season, I think, because I just had no idea that it was coming. And that's what I like. So clearly, Brooklyn won. Silky kind of had no chance. And I don't know if that was planned, but that's the way it is. I like to say that Silky got 4th place because she was the first one eliminated, but they kind of always say that 4th and 3rd are the same, blah, blah, blah. But I say she's in 4th. That's where she belongs, because she deserved to be in like 8th. But then we have Evie and Akira. They get case 1 because that is all that's left, and it is SOS by Rihanna. This is a great song to lip sync to. Akira had a reveal. It was a wig and costume reveal, I believe. I can't remember what wig she had on first, but yeah, it went down to like one of those disco tinsel wigs kind of things that she wore on the show. Evie did all of her bendy tricks this time, and it was fairly clear that Evie won this lip sync. That's all there was to it. So we're gonna have a Brooklyn Evie finale. Great, it's a rematch. We know they can both slay. We know they both did really, really well. And that is what we're gonna get. We're gonna get a great lip sync for the end. But before that, we get a little memoriam, and that is for Michelle's boobs. So there's a little video montage of her big boobs, and it was fine. Brooklyn and Evie come out. They've changed their costumes. Brooklyn is in it looks almost like a bathrobe kind of thing, but high end. And it has the words reveal all over it. So obviously she's gonna do a reveal to something underneath it like she always does. And Evie came out in this gown with a hoop, and I was like, what is she gonna do? There has to be a reveal so that she can move around in this, because there's no way she can dance around in this thing. But she looked stunning. We find out that their song is Lady Gaga's Edge of Glory, and I was like, ooh, this is gonna be good. It's a great song. It's one of Lady Gaga's best songs, in my opinion. And I think that we are in for a good lip sync. I think we are. Evie looked amazing, and she used her face. She didn't have any reveals. She didn't change her gown once at all. The one thing she did have was a mask on the back of her head, so when she turned around, it was this mask staring at you. It was kind of creepy, but really, really cool. Brooklyn obviously took off her robe schmata thing and had on a sequin bodysuit that she could dance around in and do her tricks, which she did. She did all of them. Evie did no tricks other than the mask on the back of her head. Brooklyn did all the tricks. Evie did none. I could not stop watching Evie. I think it was because of the way she looked. It was what she was doing with this song. Her face was everything. I kept trying to pay attention to Brooke because I saw that she was doing her tricks. I was like, let me see what she's doing. But my eyes just always kept going back to Evie. She was so striking, and I was like, wow, she really is a star. And I've been an Evie fan from the beginning. I've been a Brooke fan from the beginning. So I was just mesmerized by Evie's performance. And obviously, I think she will win. I don't know that because they do crown both of them. There's a crowning for each of them. They did not crown both of them, so it should not be a tie unless they do some crappy thing like they did last for All Stars. But I think they learned their lesson and that they shouldn't do that. So I don't believe it's going to be a tie. I think Evie will win. The crowd was chanting for Evie at the end of it. And I don't know how much that plays into it, but the crowd was on her side. So I think Evie won. And I appreciate that she did it with no reveals and no tricks. She just came out and she lip synced for her motherfucking life and slayed it. Way to go, Evie. I am a stan for you. I can't wait to see you at the end of June. And I don't know what's up. I hope Evie wins. I really, really do. If not, then I hope she comes back for an All-Stars almost immediately because I want to see her again. Both got crowned and the crowd was chanting. That's all there was to it. And then I went home, and that's when I was deliriously recording the video. It was bad. This was a quick video, I know, so I hope you enjoyed it. I am going to be posting it during the finale so that it should be up and ready to go as soon as the finale ends on the East Coast. So you will have it fairly early, and then I will be doing a recap sometime this weekend. I'm not sure when. I'm gonna try to do something different with it and see how that goes. But I think it'll be a fun idea, and I love you all. Make sure you put your comments below. If you have any other questions for me about the finale taping, put them below and I will answer them in the next video. I will respond to your comments with an answer, whatever is easiest, probably responding, but if it takes an explanation, I will do it in a video. So put your comments below. Like this video, share it with everyone you know. Follow me on Instagram at TheRealBarryBrown, TheRealBarryBrown. We will be tooting and booting the looks of the finale. I will recap the looks of the reunion on the recap part, but I do know how the score is ranked. And I did a little quiz to vote for which team you are, so I will go over those results as well. And that will be in the next video. Go to my Facebook page. It is RuPaul's Drag Race Sashay Away with Barry. All my stuff is posted there. I post stuff randomly throughout the week for you to enjoy, stuff that I read online, stuff that I see. There'll be a lot of stuff coming up as well because the queens are going on tour. I'm going to see Coco Peru this weekend, so we may have some clips from that. There'll definitely be pictures because we are doing the meet and greet. I am going to see the finale tomorrow night with Miss Nina West and Marty Gold Cummings, so there will also be pictures from that and hopefully some performances because I adore them. I'm wearing a cute outfit. I've already painted my nails in preparation. And I will get that all out to you as soon as possible. But for now, I love you all. Take care. Goodbye. Happy finale.